Right, hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Balance League's Division 2A, and today we have a true top game for you, a battle for first place, if the right circumstances happen. It's Eclipse Lunar, the unbeaten team, against 3-1 Team Roccet, and this one should be a banger. I am Motojo, I'm here with T-Bear. Are you as excited as I am?
Yes, of course. It's gonna be. I'm excited for this game. I've had the pleasure of watching ECL play before, and it was very exciting. I haven't seen Team Roccet before, but I'm hoping they will put up quite a show.
Yeah, I assume so too. They are an org that have been in VL for quite a while, with a history of success and less success, but they've always managed to make teams happen that at least challenge for the upper places. And as mentioned today, they are fighting to potentially get first place if they can get a 2-0 win over the yet unbeaten Eclipse Lunar. But of course, those should be considered favorites. We are just hoping for a great match here that is about to go underway here.
Yes, it's looking like we are waiting for Team Roccet to be ready, and then we can all start.
All right, it's looking like we're about to take off here. Teams are starting. Champ Select is on. Now let's see what these teams want the other team not to be able to play. Of course, in the current meta, a lot of picks contested, a lot of picks considered very, very strong, be it in competitive from pro play or be it from the solo queue picks these players are most proficient on. The first targets are AD carries with Zeri and Misfortune.
See the respect being given over as well by the Viego.
This is a quick ban phase. These teams seem to know exactly what they want to do and want the other team not to do in this match. The first 3 bans from Roccet already through. Yeah, Roccet, the team on blue side here, with the Scion as their final ban, and the Lissandra, a champion we've not been seeing in competitive all too much in recent years, but apparently there is some respect here on 905's name. Simon Ferocious locks in the Gwyn for himself, a carry champion for a carry player.
Yeah, a really good first pick. Of course, something that Miffy likes to play as well, so you pick it away from him.
Let us see what the answer is here from Eclipse Lunar, and it is the Trundle, currently a very strong champion in the jungle. Always makes tanks afraid, because why would you want to be a tank that is paper for a short amount of time when Trundle ults you, accompanied with a very long-range Caitlyn?
Is it going to be locked in? And it
There
is.
we go. Tower shredding machine in the bot lane.
Looking like ECL already wants to play for both sides this game.
Yeah, now the question is, will there be the answer of a safe bot lane that tries to shove the wave and sit back at turret to make sure Caitlyn can't overwhelm them? But it's looking more like they want to be able to at least battle for supremacy in the bottom lane. Xayah locked in on the side of Roccet.
Are we gonna see the old school deal with it in the Yorkan, or are they feeling more like potentially something like a mid lane? Okay.
Alright. Interesting pick. We're going full scaling here. It's the Taric. Not the most lane dominant champion. Also a melee support blind pick can be very, very dangerous when Caitlyn is already locked in, but they seem to be unafraid for Wellesley and Bugley to manage that lane. The Caitlyn could be accompanied by a Karma. Of course, Karma can be picked up for a solo lane, but I think for now we should be assuming this is the champion that Stronger is going to be playing. It's a Zyra. Long range, high damage combination in the bot lane. They are looking for towers.
I'm curious to see how the bot lane of Team Rocket is gonna be able to deal with the massive amount of pressure from the bot lane of ECL. Immediately the LeBlanc ban as well. Putting over more respect to 905.
Yeah, it looks like roaming is not supposed to be on the table for them here this game. The Hecarim on the other side is a ban, so they maybe expect this Trundle to actually be in the top lane. They're at least not sure enough to not consider banning the horse from the Shadow Isles. Now, Trundle is a popular answer to Gwen in solo queue at least, but still could be in the jungle. We have to keep an eye open for this one. Silas, another mid laner gone from 905. So before we see the final ban here, a lot of respect here for 905 and Wellesley from the side of Eclipse. The Victor gone, very strong champion at the moment. Lots of people in VL play him, so not a big surprise there. And now the Ahri locked in for Lycaon.
That's a spicy Ahri pick.
Yeah,
Of course,
so
keeping... Oh, go ahead, sorry.
Sorry, so far a lot of pick here on the side of Eclipse, but I'm not seeing much engage yet.
Yeah, you're expecting maybe even something like the Ornn potentially coming up in top. To indeed get it engaged, as you're saying that they're lacking. I like the Aurelia looking. As far as I know, it's of course a flex between mid and top.
Wait, are we seeing Gwen jungle here, or is Bugly just trolling us?
I'm assuming it's just the troll hover. Which you never know.
It's got 3 seconds left, and we're seeing the Gwen jungle, because I doubt either Aurelia or Akali is going to be a jungle. This is a very mechanically intensive composition that Rocket have drafted for themselves. Aurelia, Akali could be mid, could be top. They're flexing these around, but probably the Gwen in the jungle here.
And I'm interested to see what the answer of ECL is going to be. Of course, you're saving last pick to flex alive with the Trundle. Do you have something... Oh, the Kassadin.
So, now we wonder what is happening. This is the Kassadin top lane into that Akali, presumably. Something we've not yet mentioned on the side of Rocket is that is an extremely slippery composition there. No matter where they put which champion, it could actually be the Gwen mid. At least they're not swapping yet. There it is. Akali has an untarget ability. Gwen has an untarget ability. Aurelia can hop around minion waves and champions however she wants. Xayah can jump up into invulnerability with her ultimate, and Taric can make everybody invulnerable with his ultimate. So if they play their cards right, this could be extremely frustrating teamfights for Eclipse, but they have to execute. All these champions are not easy to play. On the other side, we have an extremely dominant bot lane with Caitlyn Zara, but no engage here apart from maybe a long-range Ahri charm or a Trundle pillar slowing everybody down. So, T-Bear, what do you make of these compositions? Who do you think is going to come out on top?
I mean, I think if Team Rocket is going to be able to sustain the early pressure in bot lane, they have the much easier to execute draft. Of course, like you said already, they have like so much slippery. The Taric ult, amazingly for team fights. But then again, on the other side, you have, of course, the Kassadin, which I'm assuming it's picked for a reason. Should have a decent matchup into Akali, from what I know. Of course, the amount of bot lane pressure you have, so I'm expecting something good.
Now, I'm really interested to see how they make sure this Kassadin reaches level 11, or rather level 16 for most parts, in the long lane against Akali, because I can imagine if he ever does fall behind the Akali, if the Akali manages to get a kill, maybe with the help of the Gwen, it could be a miserable experience for Ikovan in that top lane. But if he gets ahead, on the other hand, if he gets a couple points in his E without being threatened to be killed, he can just farm the waves and sit at his tower. What I'm wondering is here, both junglers without hard CC will rely on their laners for stuns to really make things happen. So another disadvantage here for both top laners, as Akali only has a stun on her ultimate, if I recall correctly. And with the Gwen as jungler, this is just going to be raw damage. So if Ikovan doesn't push up, he could be in a position to scale. Then on the other hand, if they roam the Irelia up, dives could definitely happen when the Trundle's not around. Do you think top lane is going to be the focus here then for Roccet, or do they prefer to keep their bot lane safe against this tower pushing machine of Caitlyn and Zyra?
I mean, I would like to just see some early top lane pressure. I think the castle in top, if you allow it to free scale, it's just gonna take over the game. Then again, there's not much to do in bot lane. I think Wellesley and Buckley will just spend most of the time under the tower. So I think it just makes the most sense for the Gwen to just try and punish the castle in as much as possible, get Akali ahead, and then hopefully she can just one-shot the backline.
Well, then on the other hand, discussion has to be on the side of Eclipse. Lunar, do they try to defend their Kassadin from kills and dives of Gwen and Irelia? Or do you hover around your strong lane, where you'll be pushing the whole game? And are you going to pick up all the dragons? Are you going to pick up bot tower early? What do you think Mithy should do on this Trundle?
I mean, it's obviously to just best to protect your bot lane, because they're going to be perma pushing. Just try and get some early drakes, I would assume. But then again, you can't completely sack top lane, because you don't want to have like an 0-8 Kassadin, which is never going to reach level 11, and then the perma Akali. So it's going to be a tough decision, because usually you will have like one definitely weak side laner that can just sustain. But both sides kind of just want some jungle attention.
Alright. I am just very, very excited for this game with all these slippery, high mechanical champions. I want to see the outplays, I want to see the solo kills, I want to see all that, as we're about to pause at 10 seconds to synchronize with production to bring you this game the best possible quality. And it looks like the teams are pausing at 9 seconds, which saves us the syncing. But I hope the issue will be resolved shortly.
As you can see as well, the Ari picking up the ignites. So she's gonna look for some early aggression. On the other side, of course, 2 times the TP. Something that immediately caught my eye as well is the Ari on the Xayah. Something which I do not see every day.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Wellesley did that on purpose, but maybe he's got some secret tech for us that we don't yet know about. Alright, it looks like we're live. Well then, on the blue side, Team Roccet, on the red side, Eclipse Lunar. This is for Division 2A's first place. That is if Roccet can manage a 2-0. Because the unbeaten team, Eclipse Lunar, are looking for their 9th game win in a row, for their 5th match win in a row. It looks like both teams are fanning out, no invades for now.
Yeah, of course, both teams level 1, not the best. You could have had a 5-stack from the side of Team Roccet, but realistically, no invades gonna be happening from ECL either.
Mithy showing us the best stance in the game on that Trundle. And Stronger could be looking for some early vision here. Doesn't want to commit the ward, it seems. Just wants some plants to spawn, maybe. He did put the ward down. Being a little afraid of that very early jungle gank after red buff. Let's see where these junglers choose to start. It looks like Mithy wants to start on top lane, top side, which would indicate a bot lane focus for the early stages of the game. On the other side, Shaper will start his own red buff up, so we are parallel with both of the junglers across the map. And if I'm getting a ward down, but that costs him around 200 HP. Not sure if that one was worth it, buddy.
Are we gonna see an early cheese from the side of the Eclipse Lunar?
Oh, there it is. They're in the brush. Wellesley just walked right into them. That is a ton of damage already. Down to 200 health. They could be calling Shaper over, but it's not looking like anything more is happening, but Wellesley losing a lot of health there on that Xayah. That's what the early ward from Stronger was for behind the Dragon Pit, knowing if the jungler comes with them or not, or if they go the short or the long way, and it did pay off. This Trinket really in a good position there for that early cheese. Nine05 already forced to recall here, it seems, but he does have that teleport available.
Yeah, of course, after the early trades, just being able to reset, TP back. As you can see as well, Trundle is not taking his Raptors, instead just deciding to go straight down to the bot lane. Maybe expecting some early aggression of Gwen coming out. Meanwhile on the other side, of course, Gwen just a standout full clear.
Yeah, and we can already see here what we should have been expecting in the early game. Caitlyn and Xayah pushing up, already hitting that turret. This is such an oppressive lane to play against, especially if you have a melee support on your side. Wellesley and Bugley will need to have some endurance here in the early stages. Meanwhile, Trundle looking for invades, but there's no camps for him to take. So he's just gonna have to be content with that bot side Scuttle Crab as Gwen's taking the top side one.
As you can see as well on the top lane, just Akali having an early shove. Meaning that Gwen just has nothing to do besides the farming, of course.
Speaking of farming, Ikuban ahead a whole wave of CS. He's been CSing very well on that Kassadin. On the other hand, 905 has been, despite having to recall, able to slow down Likan's farming quite a bit. 22 to 13 in that one. Oh, that's a catch on Stronger, forced to flash on the Zyra. That was probably a Feather Root. Very well done by Wellesley and Buckley in the bot lane.
And with that flash down, of course, you will expect the Gwen to just try and punish it as much as possible. At the very best, it just gives some more breathing room to the bot lane of Team Rocket.
We could be looking at a 2v2 here in the top lane. Trundle is around, they're doing a lot of damage to this Kassadin, but the pillar is here, Mithy is here, they're both low. Mithy flashes forward, Shaper dashes away. Can they escape this ferocious troll? They can for now. No summon is expended except for Shaper's Ghost and Mithy's Flash, so the top lane is still safe for now. But that was a close one.
Yeah, Shaper just biting her almost a bit more than he can chew. But in the end, it's all gonna be for nothing. A flash for the Ghost, so he should favor the Gwen. As we can see, just going back.
Come on, still up CS. That is impressive on this Kassadin. The first 5 levels, very vulnerable, but this could be the solo kill. Simon Ferocious is looking for it, resets on the knives. The kunais are flying, but Ikuban survives and will be able to recall. Willie's not looking like he does want to. Trundle's not around. This is still a straight 1v1. If Simon Ferocious hits him with another backward flip, that could be lethal.
Of course, the Kassadin got the fleet and the Doran shield to just sustain at a big back. But on the other side, of course, also the Doran shield. So I still think it's favorable for the Akali.
That's a very early dragon in the bot lane that is not Caitlyn, Zyra, Roccet, showing us some macro that nobody expected, I think, here. They do pick up the early dragon. Here comes the ultimate, though, from 905. Likan with his own ultimate to escape. That gets the charm, gets the ignite. That's a lot of damage onto that Aurelia. Flash forward for another Q. Another ult goes through, and that's first blood. Solo kill from Likan. Really impressive stuff in the mid lane.
What might even be more impressive is just the fact that it's 905 that tries to initiate it, and just the instant punish from Likao. Having the ignite difference.
Ikuban does have that Riftwalk available. One more flash forward, and he gets another solo kill. Solo kill in the top lane, solo kill in the mid lane. That is Eclipse Lunar, the unbeaten team, and the Kassadin's already starting to roll that snowball in the top lane. That should be way too early for comfort for Roccet. And they're being ganked in the bot lane as well. Bugley caught off by that pillar, gets the stun, has to flash away anyway, and the heal from Wellesley to make this a survivable thing. So many minions in the bot lane, they couldn't even think about fighting that one. Great gank from Mythy.
As you can see, Eclipse Lunar is taking the early lead already.
That's about 1,000 gold. Now 905 tries to get revenge for that solo kill, but it's not quite getting there. And here comes the Kassadin. He's got the Rift Walk. One more. That's an E, that's a Q, another Rift Walk, and he gets the kill. One more auto. No, he just gets a Fleet Footwork stack. The Rift Walk coming off cooldown a little bit too late. It's just the level 1-1. It's just the first level Rift Walk. If he was level 11, that would have surely been a kill. But so 905 just barely surviving. Will be forced to call back to base though.
And of course doesn't have the TP because he was forced to use it at level 2 already, so he's gonna miss out on the wave. As you see Trundle pathing towards top, might get some more aggression.
Yeah, Simon's pushed up very far, and this Kassadin's already very strong. Meanwhile, Bugley, Willie dies, surviving for the moment. Simon Ferocious dashes over the pillar to get away from the gank, and miraculously, no one from Roccet dies in any of these two plays. That was way too close for comfort there for Bugley.
Yeah, a lot of early aggression coming from Eclipse Lunar, which you would have expected from the bot side, but not so much from the other lanes, especially the Kassadin getting the solo kill earlier on. Just the fact that he was able to get the first reset of TP back, and nothing Kali really could have done.
Oh, they're looking for Wellesley. The root misses though. That's good damage from the plants. What is really impressive here, Ikovan on that top lane counterpick was confident in his top lane Kassadin, and he's 15 CS ahead, he's got a solo kill, he's in complete control currently, ahead of Simon Ferocious, who is not a slouch in VL in his own right. He's dominating him so far.
And for Team Roccet, the only bright spot at the moment is of course the fact that the Gwen is just having a small CS lead over the Trundle.
Speaking of the Gwen, it's looking like a top lane gank is being prepared. Simon probably trying to bait out the Rift Walk from Ikovan, because as long as he doesn't use that offensively, no real way to gank the character. We mentioned in Champion Select that they don't really have any CC between them. Now they go aggressive. Simon Ferocious with that Shuriken flip. But Rift Walk away from Ikovan, and Shaper will now have to recall definitely, because he's spending way too much time in that brush. Almost gets the recall even cancelled by Ikovan, who had a ward in the brush, so knew that this was happening at all times.
As we saw there as well in the top lane, it's just very hard to punish Ekavan in the top lane. He of course has his Rift.
Oh, that's a root landing onto Wellesley, forced to use Flash and the Feather Storm at the same time, and now Mythy flashes onto him, exhaust used by Bugley. Here comes Likan as well. There's another kill for him, assisted by the Caitlyn ultimate, assisted by the Ace in the hole, but the chase is on the other side. Shaper tries to make something happen in return, but the needlework's not enough. That's a kill for Mythy. They have gone way too deep in trying to return something. Instead, they lose 2 more kills. Likan's already on a killing spree on the Ahri, and it's gone from bad to worse for Team Roccet. Now they're 3,000 gold down 10 minutes into the game.
The turn looked like a bit of a desperation play. Of course, really had to ping down. I see a small trade in top lane, but I don't think...
Look at these trades. Simon Ferocious trading into 15,000 minions. Of course, he's going to lose that against the Fat Kassadin, who dives him! A Kassadin dives solo level 9, gets the kill, isn't punished. This is looking catastrophic for Team Roccet.
DCL is just showing Team Roccet why they are undefeated. It's of course no team to just take lightly.
Yeah, now Trundle's already finished his Trinity Force after that recall. Kassadin's carrying around 1,000 gold as well, so he's gonna be close to that. He's currently taking tower plates. The bright spot that Team Roccet has is they got that first Cloud Drake, and now they're trying on Likan. That is a good stun there from 905. He gets the shutdown onto the Ahri. Great play here. on that stun from Aurelia. On this flawless do it. Now they're trying for some tower damage. Mithy's trying to defend, but that's a 1v3 defend. 905 goes to deep, gets hit with a pillar. The heal from the Taric just barely saving his life. Meanwhile, he's abandoned his AD carry. Wellesley's forced to farm on the tower, and that is not a fun experience against Caitlyn Zyra, let me tell you. But they've managed to make a play in the mid lane, managed to get some gold back onto 905 as ahead and farm is now 1-1 on that Aurelia, so he's almost even with Lycaon in gold. Finally something they can celebrate here, but still 2,500 gold down this early in the game with a Kassadin that's already 2-0. It's almost looking doomed just based on that fact.
Yeah, it's of course a nice kill on the Aurelia, but then again, the amount that she just basically just gets punished by Trundle, forcing both the flash of the Aurelia and the Taric. And we see as well the second Drake going over to Gwen, which is actually not something you would have expected with a Caitlyn Zyra on the other side.
Yeah, good Dragon control from Team Rocket, honestly, in this early stage of the game. Of course, everything else is not going quite as planned. Trundle's currently taking the Rift Herald. I'm wondering where they're going to bring this. Are they going to funnel more gold into this Kassadin? 905 is here to defend. But that means that once again Wellesley is abandoned in the bot lane because Taric has roamed up to the mid lane together with Shaper. Meanwhile, Simon Frosch is in trouble again. Ikavan is 2 levels up on him. He just has to run away and just give the plates over. 905 is here to defend. It's looking like they maybe want to do a lane swapping. And another ult lands onto Wellesley. He's forced to use the Feather Storm. And one more auto attack will kill him. Flash forward from Monzi. Gets that kill onto Wellesley. Bannon your AD carry, he will die. Herald pushes the mid lane in. The tower is about to fall. There it is. Mithy picks it up. They're going to prevent a second charge, but it's all falling apart for Team Rocket, who are now 5,000 gold behind. They do have the two dragons, but that is all they've got at the moment.
It's very smartly played from Eclipse Lunar, of course, seeing as how Team Rocket wants to just scale up, and they're just getting very, very little opportunity to do so. It's getting aggression everywhere.
At this point, T-Bear, help me with this. What can Team Rocket even do against this? The side lanes are way ahead. The mid lane is also kind of ahead. The jungler is a menace. The Kassadin's not even level 16 yet, and he's already 2-0. What is the way back into the game here for Rocket? What should they focus on?
I mean, it's going to be very difficult. I would like to see just Aurelia matching the Kassadin, because the Kali is she's just not going to have a great time getting back in the game against, of course, the Kassadin, which does good against mages. And I think they just want to try and just play it as safe as possible, give up as much as possible, and just hopefully get a Cloud Soul, which might put things in their favor. You of course got, as we said before, they've got a very good scaling team comp. If you can get some more gold, and preferably either the Aurelia or the Akali, so they can just get some kills in the backline, then maybe there's a way back.
Oh my god, this Kassadin, he just doesn't care. He just takes the tower, and he's just gonna solo kill Simon Ferocious unless the major outplay happens. Simon gets away with the ultimate, and here comes the gank, but he just jumps on it with the Rift Walk. Ikavan gets a kill, but now he's behind enemy lines and will get shut down. I'm not sure why they're giving this kill to the Taric, but at least they got that kill. Worst possible recipient of all that gold, though, because Taric's not a champion that will carry you out of this hole.
Definitely not. It's of course nice to get at least the kill back and a small shutdown, but I don't think Helman Law is gonna be mad about the kill going over to the Taric.
Oh, trap being set here by Bugley, but who's trapping who? Honestly, Trundle is very, very strong. Oh, Bugley, look at this. He just bites him for 400 health. And they're going forward. Lycaon, that's a charm, that's a kill. Ace in the hole, not even needed. The Taric's dead for the second time. And that was just over-aggressive rush defending for reasons we will never find out. Now 905 is being chased. Will get away though. Objective bounties have now come in for Roccet. That could be something to bring them at least slightly back into the game. Getting some gold on the side of the map where Eclipse is not strong, but currently they're strong on all sides of the map. They're not committing to one side. They have such a lead that they can just have this castle and push top lane while they are in the southern quadrant of the jungle and pushing mid and bot all at the same time. Now Ikoman is going to get collapsed on though. This is going to be a 2v1 probably, but he just finds Shaper himself. He gets the grump, he steals the rift, walks away, and that was cheeky.
Yeah, I would have just loved to see Team Rocket just instantly go for the castle in instead of taking the Grom first. Like, there's almost no real way of contesting this third Drake. So at least that way you just get something in return. And instead they're actually gonna try and fight for this Drake. Of course, the full vision control is on the side of Eclipse Lunar.
Yeah, Ikoman also has the teleport available, so can join his team if needed. Just goes over the wall, doing a lot of damage to Simon Ferocious with the help of that Everfrost. He's already got a needlessly large ult in his inventory as well. That is a scary, scary Kassadin at 18 minutes already, but the fight is soon going to happen. That's a flawless to it. Taric ult pressed. Okay. Drake picked up by Eclipse Lunar.
I think he was expecting the Gwen to go over the wall and look for a steal, but it's a bit of a... It looks really funny because nobody, of course, goes over the wall, and the Taric just gets used for nothing.
Yeah,
and with that being...
Hey, keep going.
With that being down, of course, like there's no way you can realistically contest the top lane vision and the Baron going up in 1 minute. It's like...
They're just trying to funnel as much farm as they can into themselves before Eclipse can push for that Baron. Gonna be hard though, because we keep mentioning this Kassadin, but we have to. He's 45 CS ahead. He's got 3 kills. What are you gonna do against that champion from now on in the game?
There's just very little to do about it. You can see they're just taking a Rifter ult.
Stronger's on a ward. Oh, there they go, there they go. Oh, 3 of them pile in. 905 gets that kill onto Stronger. Zyra, not the tankiest of champions, but the return of the damages here. Bugley will fall for that catch, and it's a 1-for-1 of the supports. And here comes the re-engage. The Featherstorm gets a good root onto Mithy. They kite back, and they manage to get the shutdown onto Simon Ferocious, who gets away as well with the Shuriken flip. Well played from Roccet. They finally find something that brings them an advantage in the game.
Yeah, as you can see, it started off for Team Rocket with a very nice pick on Stronger.
Oh no, Shaper, he's in trouble. Kassadin's hunting, and he's not letting up. Ikuvan with the kill on the Shaper. 4-1 on the Kassadin, takes the Grump as well, takes the ward. He's gonna probably steal their underwear as well as next. There's nothing this man can't take from them at the moment.
And the issue for Team Rocket is that he's just gonna keep getting stronger. 2 levels and he hits 16, and there's already almost nothing you can do about him.
Yeah, he's got 2 items already. This is feeling grim, not going to lie. Ikovan on that castle, an absolute force. Now he's in a 2v1 situation under tower, so he's choosing not to go for that one, as Zaya's around as well. But he's going to return to that top lane now, 60 farm ahead as well. Baron is alive. We have 2.5 minutes until the next Drake, and Kassadin's fancying his chances yet again onto this Akali. He's wearing a blue buff. He has a lot of ultimate procs available. And he's just hitting the tower in despite of an enemy being there. Now Shaper's, he's in a 2v1. His mana is low despite the blue buff. This could be the fight that we're looking for, but Shaper's taking a lot of damage. The Needleware comes in. Shutdown does go to Akali. This time the Taric ult is used well in the mid lane to prevent Wellesley from dying to that ace in the hole. But the tower is going to fall. They commit 2 members to the top side. They're losing a tower in mid, and the Herald summoned as well. 905 now being caught by the charm of the Ahri. Flawless Steward saves his life. But Likaon just uses his own ultimate to follow up with the kill. Bugley dies as well. Double kill for Likaon. And whenever they find something on the map, something else goes wrong. Inhibitor turret is down already. Shelly is going to charge for that inhibitor. They managed to take her out before the inhibitor falls anyway. because stronger Mithy and Monzi are just doing so much damage to objectives currently. Inhibitor fallen at 21 minutes. Gold lead 7,000. The snowball's rolling.
Yeah, it's of course started off really well for with the kill on Ikavan, but then just I don't know exactly know what happened in mid lane, but we saw really just not respecting the fact that she just can't really go into her own jungle, getting picked off, and it just meant that the rest of Team Rocket is just dead as well.
Yeah, but it's only going to get worse with the Baron, because looking at the composition that Rocket have, they don't really have anything to really wave clear, especially against Baron minions. The only ranged wave clear they have is basically Welzy on that Xayah, and against the range of the likes of Caitlyn and Zyra, that is very difficult. And it's looking like they want to catch Ikovan again. Riftwalk away, Shaper with a needlework, this could be it, but no! Ikovan always has one more Riftwalk. They're keeping the chase on, the slow comes onto Shaper. Ikovan, can he get the kill in return? Meanwhile, while all this chase is happening, the team's on the Baron. This Kassadin's doing his job despite not getting kills currently. He's drawing everybody away, and this Baron will be picked up probably unless a steal happens against Mithy, who is on fairly low HP. This could be a close one. But it does look like Eclipse are going to pick it up. There it is, Baron Nashor is slain. They could get the dragon in return, but I think that's a price Eclipse are willing to pay.
You saw as well the desperation from the Gwen to just keep chasing after the Kassadin in the hope of killing him and just getting some gold back. Wasn't able to. They get the Drake as as something to hopefully get him back into the game, because they will run away from Soul. But Eclipse Lunar should just be able to break open the base with this Baron. Maybe even end, but it just depends on if they can get a good fight.
Yeah, all 5 of them are wearing the buff, so if they get a couple of kills, this game could be over quicker than you can say snowballing fight. Now the fight is currently in that western part of the jungle. The quadrant is being completely sieged, while Ikovan on the Kassadin is pushing in the bottom lane. A pillar catches onto Shaper. We'll get assistance from that Taric, but he's just losing the 1v1. Taric having to use the ultimate, but he dies anyway! Mithy just destroys Shaper, and now the chase is on. They're 5v4 on the map, and without their jungler, Rocket are going to have a really tough time defending top and bot. Now Mithy's onto the tower. This jungler has been an absolute menace, especially together with Lee Khan on this Ahri. The tower is already gone in the top lane, and they're pushing mid with these super minions. And with the Baron buff, Pillar catches onto 905. Look at the damage Kassadin does to him. Lee Khan meanwhile just kills the support. Earlier ulti goes wide. Akali's doing what she can, but it's just not enough. It's a shutdown onto 2, but they will get slain. It's a double kill again for Lee Khan. And now Shaper and 905 stand alone against the push onto the Nexus. It's 1-0 for Eclipse Lunar in a dominating 25-minute game.
Yeah, it happened in the early game already. Just no real opening for Team Rocket to just get back into the game. The amount of pressure that is coming out from Eclipse Lunar, and very well played by them. The Kassadin, last pick Kassadin, just working hard. I have to say I was a bit skeptical about it. I don't know about yourself.
Yeah, I didn't expect it to work, not even speaking about working that well. But it was honestly a really smart pick, because the only hard CC that Rocket had in the top side of the map was the Akali ultimate and the Aurelia E. And Aurelia's not going to leave lane too early against this Ahri, because the wave clear of Ahri is there. But what was not to be expected whatsoever is that Kassadin, already pre-level 6, was winning this lane. He was just been out playing Simon Ferocious. And I think if they want to have a chance in game 2, they need to either draft a jungler with hard CC or ban the Kassadin straight away, because that cannot repeat itself. If they let the top laner run away with a game like this, there's just nothing they can do.
Yeah, something has to change. Of course, maybe not going for like a full scaling team game tool will help as well. But the Gwen just having indeed very little impact in the early game. Had of course a nice farm lead, but with the pressure that the lanes were getting, just not being able to really gank because you have no reliable CC in any of the lanes except maybe bot lane, but that's up against Caitlyn Zyra, so not much to do there either.
Alright then. That is the 1-0 lead for Eclipse Lunar, who with this remain undefeated for now, but we have at least one more game today. Maybe Roccet can bounce back in that second game and deal Eclipse Lunar their first game loss of the split. We are about to be back 5 minutes until game number 2 between Team Roccet and Eclipse Lunar. Do not touch your browser.
Awake to my voice and hear the call within. Embrace the fear inside. Surrender your mind tonight again.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Valence League Division 2A between Roccet and Eclipse Lunar, the latter who remained undefeated after the first game of the series. And they are looking for their 5th series win and their 10th game win in a row. I'm still Multijar, I'm still with T-Bear, and now you can hopefully tell me what Roccet can do to make this a series. They have chosen blue side again. Do you expect any changes in Champ Select?
Well, I mean, as I already said shortly before, hopefully no Gwen first picks, or at least with different solo laners. Maybe not put your bot lane in such a disadvantage as well, where they just basically forced to permanent play on the tower. I like the Irelia mid lane. I think if you want to run something like a Kali top again, you have to respect ban the Kassadin, which they might do anyway.
Yeah, that Kassadin was an absolute menace, and I completely agree. I was not a fan of the Taric into the Caitlyn lane. But for now, the first ban stays the same. Zeri will remain off the table. Just like Misfortune, nothing changed so far then. Oh, so far, so good. Caitlyn open, Kassadin open, the same 3 bans from Roccet, the same 3 bans from the other side as well.
Are we going to see Gwen again?
Please don't.
Just to run it back. But I'm actually surprised that we don't see any changes in at least the bans from Roccet.
Yeah, that is pretty surprising because the composition that Eclipse ran looked scary. But we have a Braum first pick. That is a champion who's not been at the forefront of the meta in some while as well. We're interested to see what Roccet want to do with that. It doesn't show much about what their comp is going to be, which is an advantage, I guess. But that just frees them on the other side for Eclipse, frees them up to pick the Caitlyn again.
Yeah, I can say that I'm a big fan of the Braum first pick. Of course, very punishable by most ranged supports. Like the Zyra, which we might see again with the Caitlyn. But then again, even just the Caitlyn, yeah. It's like the same bot lane from Lunar again.
Yeah, and both champions do not make Braum's life all too easy. Of course, Braum is able to block that ace in a hole with his big shield. But Again, a melee support into a very long-range, high-damage lane. Interested to see how Roccet will be going about pulling this one off. Let's see what their next champion picks are going to be. The Xin Zhao in the bot lane, accompanied by that LeBlanc that was banned in the second phase in Game 1. So a bit of a different mid-jungle duo. Maybe that is what they think can make the difference in the second game.
Of course, a lot more early pressure from the mid jungle. A lot very strong dueling power from the two of them. I like the Xin Zhao pickup as well. Gives you some extra early game ganking power instead of the Gwen, which gets picked up by Eclipse Lunar.
I mean,
it's not too bad. I'm assuming it's going into the jungle again, so
it definitely has its advantages. With that immunity field, the LeBlanc chains aren't going to be much of a problem for Gwen. And she will just dare 905 to jump into that zone for the scissors to snip down. The Jhin is the next ban. And Likan will not be on Ahri in Game 2, as that one's taken away as well.
of course hopefully we're gonna see a Kassadin ban as well. I don't think you can just leave it open. But then again, on the side of Eclipse Lunar, that you might want to get some solo lanes with maybe some gang setup for the Gwen. Because of course the Gwen jungle, although it's very strong, skills very well, doesn't have the early pressure Xin Zhao is going to be able to put out. As I'm also very excited to see what the ADC of Team Rocket is going to play. A lot of ADCs are getting banned already. As we can see as well, the Kassadin ban.
There it is. Of course, Kassadin, not a champion, usually picked up in the first phase of picks. With all the counter picks that champion has in lane. And so it's gone from the table. We still don't know if this Gwen is jungle or top, but the Vex is surely going to be the mid lane choice here for Likan. Very potent champion. Good against the Blanc with these dashes especially. Is this really going to be a Senna Braum lane? No, not surely.
It's going to be the Philos maybe.
200 years of game design experience. Who can lose with that on their side? Roccet pick the Aphelios up.
I mean, certainly change them from the Zaya in Game 1, but again, you're just setting up your bot lane to just not have the most fun lanes in League of Legends. So I'm gonna see if Shaper decides to change something about it.
Right then, final pick on the side of Roccet. They got three more seconds. They pick up the Malphite. A safe pick in the top lane for Simon Ferocious. No fancy Akali feat this time. Just a solid rock, hopefully for them, in the top lane to engage these fights for the Aphelios and the LeBlanc to do damage. This is a pretty classic teamfight composition with some pick potential with the Xin Zhao and LeBlanc. But what they really want to do is jump in and let the carries deal damage.
Yeah, and it's just so far looking like a...
Oh.
We're actually getting a Nasus, okay?
That's a spicy pick here. Gwen does go into the jungle. Nasus against Malphite. Of course, Malphite not the champion that can punish Nasus super hard. Once again, they choose to give their R5 pick to the top laner. Ikovan did carry the first game pretty hard. And if you thought the Kassadin was a problem in the side lane, let me tell you about a little champion called Nasus. That is a side lane menace if he gets ahead.
Yeah, and of course, like, Malphite's just not going to be able to, apart from maybe poking him down in the early levels, not going to change much about him. Just perma-stacking and the amount of scaling that comes through. Obviously, in late team fights, it's going to be all on Aphelios as well to just hopefully be able to shut down the Nasus, because the LeBlanc isn't going to deal enough damage to do it.
Alright then, with these compositions locked in, do you think we're going to have a quick 2-0? Or can Roccet pull it back on the shoulders of 905 and Wellesley?
Rocket certainly have made some nice changes regarding game 1 and game 2. Of course, with the Malphite, even though it's not the greatest of laners against the Nasus, you have just the big old rock to just throw in the back line. It makes your whole life a lot easier. I like the Brown pickup, a lot of pure potential in team fights for the Aphelios, and I think the draft overall from Team Rocket is just a lot better this game than last game. But then again, over on the side of Eclipse Lunar, you just have the same issues where you just don't really see a way where the bot lane 2v2 is ever going to not be in the favor of Caitlyn and Zyra. And the amount of scaling that comes through from both the Gwen and the Nasus is going to be exciting to see if they find a way to stop it.
Yeah, definitely going to be a difficult thing. Now, with Xin Zhao being a lot scarier in the early stages of the game than the Gwen, what do you expect Shaper to focus on? Stop the Nasus? Defend the bot lane? Invade the Gwen?
I would actually love to see him just invade the Gwen, and just by doing that, just you both put the Gwen behind, and you can just look for maybe with just invading the Gwen, getting some kills on the Gwen. Look for some objectives yourselves, just get some pressure down on the other lanes. And you just gotta try and find a way to punish the Caitlyn Zyra, which just wasn't able to do last game, and they just kind of took over the game together with the Kassadin in top lane.
Yeah, constant side lane pressure on all sides of the map was what Eclipse Lunar accomplished in their first game. They had the Caitlyn Zyra, but instead of the Nasus, they had the Kassadin. Now let us see if Ikovan can be as scary as the dog with the axe as he was with the Voidwalker. Now Mithy on the Gwen, different champion than the Trundle last game, but absolutely as scary if ahead. Now, 905 is now on a champion that was banned in the first game. His LeBlanc has some respect on its name, rightfully so. But what do you think about that matchup, LeBlanc versus Vex? Is it a winnable one where you can snowball as LeBlanc?
It of course depends on how well she's able to play around the fear from the Vex. I think if the fear is down, she definitely has a lot of all-in potential on the Vex. I think the 2v2 is always going to be in the favor of the Xin Zhao and the LeBlanc. So I would like to just see some plays being made with both the Xin and the LeBlanc. Because you want to get the LeBlanc ahead, of course. If the Vex is just able to sustain out through the lane, scale up them a two item LeBlanc when everyone also has 2 items isn't going to do the most unless she's like really far ahead. But we will see if she can manage to get ahead.
Now, as we're about to load into the game, let us look at the runes and summoner choices. Anything that stands out here, or are we going fairly standard today?
Luckily, no Airy this time for Wellesley. He decided to change it up to the press the attack, of course. I'm actually find it interesting that the Nasus decided to go for Conqueror. Meaning that he doesn't want to go for the fights. I would have loved to see maybe just a spell book. I think it's also more common.
Right, as we're about to pause the 10 seconds, hopefully no pause of the teams this time. But it's looking like we can be ready in a short time to bring you this game live. Yep. And we're live on Summoner's Rift. Eclipse Lunar, can they get that 10-0 in games, that 5-0 in matches, or is Roccet the first team that can deal them a blow in Division 2A? As the teams are fanning out on the map, it looks like we're not having any level 1 invades once again.
Question is, of course, are we going to get to see yet another cheese from the Zyra Caitlyn bot lane? I don't think you... I think you should be able to respect if you're Team Rocket, knowing that it's the same what's going to be placed again. Showing that they will probably look to cheese yet another time.
Sweet, simple, and out of control.
Wait, Ikovan
Wait.
flashed.
Wait, what?
He probably misclicked there. That is a flashless Nasus for the first 5 minutes of the game, luckily for him. I don't think Team Rocket are aware of this, but if Shaper pays an early visit to the top lane, that could be a very, even for Rocket, unexpected first kill onto that Nasus.
Yeah, and of course, even if they don't know it, it just means that the Nasus has to play their much safer. Both junglers starting off at the bot sides, which will probably mean we will indeed see some early action, which should be in the favor of Team Rocket, since the Nasus is no flash and no ghost or anything either, so it should be an easy target to kill.
Yeah, and that cheese from the first game paying off slightly here, because with that ward down, Wellesley and Bugley did have to expect the cheese again, so they walked the long way around, giving up some priority onto that first wave.
As we can see as well, the Gwen just clearing slightly faster than the Xin in the early levels. I would love to see Xin just do a 3 camp, which I also think he's gonna do, and then just look for the top lane. Yeah, it looks like... No, he's actually going for the Gromp instead.
Okay, interesting. Interesting choice. Probably wants to have that blue buff last as long as possible after that gank. Sam Frosh is trading away a lot of his mana pool for not a lot of Ikovan's health pool here.
He of course got a corruption pot, but yeah, it's gonna be a tough one if you're already spending so much of your mana.
Chain lands, 905 gets feared though, but here comes Shaper, fast blood for 905, easy execution on the gank. LeBlanc and Xin Zhao, a very strong jungle 2v2, and they're proving us why it's considered that way.
Yeah, and a bit of a different jungle path than we normally would have seen, but then again, the level 3 gank in the mid lane just paying off. Getting the kill on LeBlanc, very nice. Obviously gonna see some more action, because the Gwen and the Xin Zhao are both going for the top scuttle.
Yeah, looking like Shaper is abandoning his idea here though. For now, Mithy will pick that one up. As Xin Zhao wants to secure his own blue buff before doing any battling. But now Mithy is moving up to the top lane, and Simon is pushed up a little bit on that Malphite. We'll have to walk away from the wave. Ikovan already ahead in CS once again, just like the first game.
Yeah, as we see in bot lane as well, just the Caitlyn's are having all the pressure in the world.
Oh no, root lands onto Braum. That is very dangerous. Wellesley also dropped to below 300 HP. That lane just is not fun to play. Fear lands onto 905 from Lee Khan. Xin Zhao is there but recalls. Oh, look at this, poor Bugley.
And Bugley being forced out of... Is he actually going back? I was gonna say being forced out of lane this early on. Or at least he's being forced, yeah, he's gonna go... He's deciding to stay and get another wave. But it just means that there's gonna be no trades.
Yeah, that's a risky one as well, because if he gets hit by anything, he's just going to die. Monzi and Stronger just denying everything from Wellesley and Bugley. They are in absolute control of this bot lane. Meanwhile, Ikovan just stacking away his Q. Re-siphoning Strike. It's already at 87 stacks. And it's only going to get quicker from now on. Meanwhile, Xin is in mid lane again.
Yeah, as you see as well, even despite the early kill going on LeBlanc, there's still a small goal deficit. Mainly just the fact that Nasus and the bot lane just having such a farm difference in the early level.
That's a flash force just from 905's chain and Shaper being there. Well done in the mid lane. They can return to this Vex to try and punish the immobile mage there.
And already a lot more early pressure from Team Rocket this game than last game, which you just gotta appreciate it. Shaper last game just not really being able to do much.
That's another chain landing, follows it up with another one. Root lands under the turret, but Lee Khan will walk out of this one. Just too deep under the turret to follow up with another jump from 905. And meanwhile, Bugley is being hit by a root in the bottom lane. Flashes forward now with the exhaust. They're doing everything to trade back positively. But so far, no kills happening. Only summoners expended on the side of Roccet. All four still available. Now that's a hit on the Stronger. Flashes away after the fact. Manages to survive. Tower will kill that Aphelios. And over-aggression from Roccet costs them once again.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they decided to just flash forward with both the Braum and Aphelios.
And the Xin Zhao, actually. Now Shaper's being chased away by Mithy. Remember, he has no flash. Mithy has the ghost. There isn't really a way out unless 905 can save him. He cannot, but he can get revenge 1-for-1 in the southern jungle.
Nice punish from Mithy, of course, ending up in a 1-for-1. Not too bad, I think, if you're Mithy, just getting some extra gold into yourself already. And we see just the CS lead being in top is just gonna grow bigger and bigger. There's not much Malphite can do in this lane.
The Shadow Surge used in the mid lane, but 905 survives it. Well done, without even using the flash. Good escape there from Rocket's mid laner. Ikovan, meanwhile, just stacking that Siphoning Strike. He's already on over 150 stacks. We'll have to keep track of that, because that is just going to keep growing fast. Now Likan is being ganked again by Shapo. Dashes forward. Likan gets the fear, but will it get him away? It does look that way, because Ikovan is roaming down to make sure his mid laner can get out of this one alive.
It's gonna raise already the early question of like, how are they going to deal with the Nasus? They're just getting a free lane basically.
Yeah, he's just stacking and stacking. There's nothing Simon Ferocious can do in the 1v1. He will never have enough damage to kill this Nasus by himself. And, yeah, he can't even punish the farm. He can't push the wave in. Because Nasus can do it just as fast, if need be, and kill him if he doesn't pay enough attention. So now Xin Zhao's ganking bot lane, maybe, to get advantages elsewhere on the map, to try and make this Nasus as irrelevant as they possibly can by having other strong champions in the other parts of the map. But this gank not going to be executed at all. Just everybody farming for now.
Yeah, and something which caught my eye a second ago is the fact that we have got the Amplifying Tome on the Malphite in the top lane.
Oh, that could be an AP Malphite. That could be a way to kill the Nasus, at least until a certain point in the game. Or to just one-shot the bot lane. Oh, that's a lot of damage exchanged here by Welzy and Monzi. Ace in the hole will come through. Welzy just survives it. Meanwhile, the mid laners are battling, and this time Likan's looking like the victor for now, but no kills at the moment. And they're going for it again. 905 trading away a lot of his health pool for the wave there. Both AD carries are so low. First play picked up. Ultimate used by Braum. Flash away from Monzi. Flash for ultimate. Here comes the ultimate as well from Welzy, but no follow-up for now. No kills exchanged, just a plate for some ultimates.
Yeah, Miffy of course picking up the early heralds. I would like to see it just go in the bot lane, maybe break open the tower as soon as possible. At that point you can just swap your bot top and just try and give them as much plates as possible. Because I don't think it matters for your Nasus where he's standing, as long as he just can get some farm off.
Yeah, commendations to Roccet in this game for now. As just as I say, Bugley gets solo killed by Stronger. 905 comes over the wall though to try and get something back. Ignite is on. All attacks from Welzy are on. He just barely survives the tower hitting him. And that's a kill in the bot lane. Stronger not respecting the roam there from 905.
Yeah, and of course 3 for 3 in total, but yeah, the 3 kills.
Oh no, the ace in the hole. Welzy stayed too long. Just one more wave is a famous last words for any ADC. But if you're that low on HP that the Caitlyn ult just one-shots you, you should probably recall earlier.
Yeah, just a bit of an overstay to try and get the wave shoved under. Nice punish from Monzi.
Oh, Zin is mid again. Shaper looking for another kill. Meanwhile, Eclipse are on the dragon, it seems. And they've already picked it up. Now the engage is here. Bugley 905 looking for something onto Mithy, who is snipping away, and they already get the kill onto Bugley. But here comes the kill with the chain. 1-for-1 so far, and now Shaper is out of shape. Monzi, Likan, and Stronger are chasing him. The mid laner gets the kill. It's a 2-for-1, plus the dragon, plus the flash of 905. And once again, Eclipse are building their lead. 2,500 gold and a dragon ahead now.
Yeah, it looked like it might have been a decent fight from Team Rocket, but the Braum just not being able to just tank all that much in the early game.
Flash from Stronger. Not sure why he was between towers there, but we'll get away with that summoner spell. While Caitlyn's hammering away at the turret, getting some good damage onto Bugley. I am currently lagging pretty hard, but I'm trying my best to keep up here.
I think the Zarya was just trying to maybe set up a dive or something, but just not respecting the fact that the bomb is going to be big in lane. As you can see with the early CS leads that ik hou van as brought up in top lane.
Now they're going forward. Monzi with that... I was about to say Gelfos, but it was just the Caitlyn. He just into his death. Not sure what he was thinking there. The synapses short snapping in the brain, maybe. But that's a kill onto Caitlyn. They could actually convert into a lot of damage onto this turret. And they're going to dive Stronger. They're all going forward. Stronger already killed Wellesley. May he get away? He gets a double kill. And they're all dying. It's a triple kill for Stronger. What a misexecution on that dive there. And Stronger's going to be pretty happy with himself while his team uses the Herald in the mid lane to take down that turret in the absence of 905. And that looked good for about 2 seconds there before it all went down the drain for Team Rocket.
Yeah, and it looked completely unnecessary as well. Like, you get a kill on the Caitlyn. She's gonna miss all the XP already. I don't think there's ever a need to just force so hard on a Zyra as well. As we are seeing an AP Malphite in the top lane.
Yeah, also not sure what the thinking behind that one is, because this Nasus is already so ahead. I don't think you can ever one-shot him. He's also built a Negatron Clog, so good luck with that. Zin's in the bot lane again. They're looking for a gank onto Caitlyn Zyra again. No flash on either of them, so this could be successful, but the minions are blocking him. He gets the dash onto Stronger anyway. Teleport now coming through from Likan, but they've already got the shutdown. Now can Shaper get out of this one alive? Likan and Monzi are stacking, but they get a 1-for-1. Likan will die as well, teleported into his own death. Rocket finally with a play that works in the bot lane, and they're going to get this turret as well, probably. On the other hand, the Nasus is now proxy farming in the top lane. Oh, Mithy is getting away everybody. Can he get a kill onto 905? It's not looking like it. Will get away for now. Needlework keeping him alive.
And we see as we're approaching the 15-minute mark, even with some with Team Rocket getting some kills back, there's just still nearly a 4k deficit.
Yeah, they're going to get the tower, and they're going to get the ultimate from Braum onto Mithy. The exhaust is on him as well. Doesn't look like he can survive this one, but the immunity keeping him alive for now. They're going to get the Braum, aren't they? He's going to not just get away, but Braum falls, pays the price. Wellesley dies as well. That was not what they were looking for. They've bitten off more than they can chew. Once again in the bottom lane, the greeding for these kills costs them so much. And now they are 4,000 gold behind again at 15 minutes. And Caitlyn Zyra are going to get the spot lane turret as well. So the lead is just about to grow, just ahead of the spawn of the next dragon. Nasus, meanwhile, picks up the top lane turret by himself, has the blue buff. That's a scary dog. 162 CS at 15 minutes 40. Insane farming from Ikuvan. And he is already a raid boss.
Yeah, there's just nothing the Malphite can do about it. He's trying his best. Meanwhile, he's just seeing his bot lane overextends.
Who's caught who here? That's a lot of damage onto Monzi from Shaper. Gets a knock-up as well. Gets the solo kill onto the enemy AD carry. And now Ikovan, who has teleported in, is running away along with Stronger because he's in a 2v3 situation and doesn't have his ultimate available. Oh, that doesn't feel good. Wellesley's ultimate goes completely wide as the Hextech Dragon is alive. But without an AD carry, it's not looking like Eclipse are going for this one. Kills fairly even, but the goal lead is still huge. So I don't think they can really contest this one, even with Simon's teleport available.
Yeah, and of course, just a big part of the gold lead is just in the Zyra and the Nasus, and them both being Hero Drake just means there's no chance for Team Rocket to just contest it.
By the way, Siphoning Strike, check in 450 stacks on Nasus Q. That is a very ahead of the curve, Nasus. At 17 minutes.
Yeah, and to put it in perspective, at the moment the Wellesley has around 1200 HP, so
Oh no.
that's not gonna be a lot of fun when the Nasus ever gets close to the Filials.
Yeah, he also has a no fun button for AD carries already with the Wither, so no running away for Aphelios either. As long as he doesn't have the flash, he shouldn't be within a nautical mile of Nasus. Now the Rift Herald picked up by Roccet, well done by them. Using the pressure they have on the top side of the map while Nasus is in bot side. They have TP advantage currently, they need to do something with that. Problem is though, if Simon teleports away, Nasus is just going to push. It's already brought a minion wave to the inner turret. Now 905 comes over the wall, misses the chain though. Herald has been summoned mid. They are going to get this tower heal used to keep Monzi alive with that ignite from 905 ticking. But he's not giving up! He gets the kill behind the lines! That's why the LeBlanc was banned in the first game. 905 4-0. But here comes the Vex, knock up, root, and it's a kill on the Wellesley. And the chase is on as well. Shaper not looking like he can get up. Needlework cannot. Is responsible for the kill actually, and here comes Likan. He's chasing on to Barkley, double kill for Mythion the Gwen, 4 kills for him as well now. And what looked good one more time, we have to say, it started out looking good for Roccet, but overextended again and punished again.
That's been something Team Rocket has been struggling with quite a lot. The plays starting off good and then just overextending or overaggressing. I don't even know how it always happens, but they always just lose out on these trades.
Now Ikovan presses the ultimate just for some reduced cooldown on the Q so he can get the turret. Meanwhile, the Everfrost doing a ton of damage, double root now to keep his mid laner alive from Wellesley. Well done here to keep him alive, but the bottom turret has fallen. Nasus is at 564 stacks. And at 200 CS almost at 19 minutes. Who can stop this dog? It's not looking like anyone can do it currently. And without a tank Malphite, there's no one who can even take these Qs for longer than a couple of seconds. This is looking grim once again for Roccet, despite them being looking better than in the first game. They're still about 8,000 gold behind at 19 minutes. They have objective bounties, but this time they don't even have dragons. They're 2-0 down in dragons. In 2 minutes, the first Infernal Dragon spawns, and they're in no position to contest that. So Soul on the horizon as well. What can they even do?
You just at this point you're just hoping for like that one good team fight that just gets them back into the game.
Oh, look at that! LeBlanc jumps onto Nasus, loses more health from 1Q than from her combo. That's a strong Nasus.
Yeah, of course, very smart of a Nasus as well to just never.
To just never?
To just never group basically, because like on the other side you of course have the Malphite, you have the LeBlanc. If the Malphite hits one good ultimate on the Caitlyn, Zyra or Vex, and you just have the damage to follow it up, but he's just not been able to leave the side lane.
Yeah, Drake in 1 minute. Vision War will be starting now. The people are looking for their recalls now, probably. Roccet around the top side of the map. They know they can't really contest vision in the southern quadrant, but that means they can't get close to the Drake. They're looking for picks then onto Monzi. The chain lands, the chain will root him, and that's a death. But the return of the fight is here. They're getting already one return stronger. Flashes away over the wall to keep himself alive, but Shaper gets that kill. Wellesley is being chased by Mithy. Here comes the Malphite over the wall. Can he prevent his Eddie Kill from dying? No, he cannot. Snip, snip, snip. Mithy gets the kill. Knockout from the Malphite lands. It's a lot of damage because that is an AP Malphite. Everfrost. Make sure no getting away. And that's a shutdown onto Mithy now. Likan against Shaper. The Mistral Bowl doing some damage, gets a Blastcon over the wall to where his friend is. His friend is Nasus, who's taken the top lane inhibitor while all that was going on. He just presses ultimate, he takes the tower shots. I don't know why he takes the tower shots, but he's just killing the tower against two people. So that's a big shutdown into the pocket of Simon Ferocious though. Not sure if that one was necessary from Ikovan, but he gets that tower. On the other side, though, Shaper will pick up an objective bounty because he is on that Infernal Dragon and no one's challenging him. I think that's a little bit of overconfidence here from the side of Eclipse, who are, without much of a reason, giving some gold back to Roccet.
Yeah, I think Ikovan just wants to have some, I don't know, maybe some fun or something. Of course, it's being in a perma farming lane.
Oh. Likan with the solo kill onto the AP Malphite without the ultimate. Not really a threat, but 905 can punish this one. Jump forward from Likan, but that's a shutdown for 905. Meanwhile, double knockup from the Zara. Wellesley will still get slain despite him getting the kill onto Stronger himself. 2 for 2 across the map. This one is a lot bloodier than the last game. Back and forth at least. 18 to 19 in kills. The lead's still about 6,000. They've clawed around 1,000 back, Team Roccet, but they still have a mountain to climb in this game if they want to make this a 3-game series.
Yeah, and the question just keeps remaining: who's ever gonna be able to answer the Nasus in the side lane? He's got both his Sunderer and his Hull Breaker. He's even at 654 stacks at the moment. It doesn't look like anyone can answer him.
And he's still got 10 CS per minute almost. And he only died, remember, because he literally walked into a turret without minions to try and kill the turret. He did kill the turret, but that's the only reason he died so far. So, Raid Boss mode activated. And he wants that next inhibitor. He is in the bot lane, and the Baron is being threatened by his team. What do you do now? Do you leave the inhibitor, or maybe even the end to Nasus? Because he's going again. He doesn't care about the tower shots. Everfrost, he doesn't care. He's taking a lot of damage. The unstoppable force knocks him up in the Baron pit. We have the fight. Knockups land. Likan is in behind enemy lines and will die to Aphelios. Have Eclipse overestimated their lead. Bugly, the ultimate will be blocked by Wellesley. Ace in the hole, not quite getting the kill. Nasus, meanwhile, still on that turret. One more Q will take it. But Simon, no, he cannot get the kill in time to save the turret, but will kill the Nasus. Another one for Simon. Loses a tower, gets the kill. I'd say at this stage of the game, that's definitely worth it. Meanwhile, the super minions are dealing damage to that turret. It's just on half HP. But now Roccet will engage Baron Nashor while everybody's in base. This is a desperation Baron for sure, but they may actually get this. Does Aphelios have the right guns? He doesn't really. He wouldn't need the white one, but red is not the worst to have. But this Baron is falling, I think, too slowly to continue. Teleport coming in now from Likan. Mithy getting blocked by that Braum, but I think the fighting is stopped.
I mean, and now the issue remains is that now the issue rises up. I mean, it's just Team Roccet has to go back, and on the other side now ECL is just with the Nasus TPing in as well, just kind of has a free Baron.
Yeah, that is uncontestable in the almost most literal sense of the word. They will pick up this Baron Nashor. The whole of Rocket's in the base except for the Braum, so no steal really possible either. I think the time of level 1 Janna Tornado stealing Barons is over. And now the lead's at 7,000 again. And now let's see what they do with this Baron buff. The Nasus was terrifying in the side lane before. He's now got 3 items and a Baron buff. It's going to be even harder to stop now that there's no turrets in the side lanes anymore. Only that one Nexus turret remains for the Nasus to take down if he should remain a side lane. Split pusher. So he doesn't really have the ability to kill himself by running into towers anymore.
Yeah, of course, of the side of Team Rocket, you've got Vet LeBlanc, who even though she's 6-1, is still, even though it's only 300, 400 gold, she's still behind on the Vex.
Oh, Mithy, that could be an overextension. Shane goes wide, but here comes the unstoppable force. The knockups here, the changes he could be. But he just kills them! He doesn't care! Everybody goes on him and he just snips them to death! Shaper gets the kill onto Caitlyn, who was abandoned in the mid lane, but the rest of Caitlyn's team, Eclipse, Lunar, are just absolutely destroying. Mithy didn't even die in this one. Now Shaper in the middle of 3 people. Can he do what his team could not? No, he can't. Likan gets the 7th kill of the game for himself. Now Flash Forward from Stronger gets the root onto Bugley. Can the Leandris burn the Braum down? Not currently. Yes, there's the spawn from the plant. Stronger gets another kill for himself. 8 kills now onto Zyra. The dives are on. Look at this. 1 Q from Nasus takes more than half of Wellesley's health. Double kill goes to Stronger. I think that is game over. They get another kill for the LeBlanc 905. Really a beacon of strength here for Roccet on that LeBlanc. But he's going to get taken down as well by Ikovan. And now the next is the next target. Double knockup for Simon Ferocious. Wants some kills before it's over. But the KDAs are being padded on the other side. Ace for Mithy. And that's a 2-0. Congratulations to Eclipse, Lunar, who stay undefeated in Division 2A.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be a much closer game than game 1, but it just ended up. We were talking about who's ever going to answer the Nasus. Well, they weren't even able to deal with the 3-atom Gwen.
Yeah, they just dived on the Gwen with 3 people, and Gwen killed 2 of them and got out alive. That is, I think, all you need to know about the state of the rest of the map. We're not even talking about the 700 stack at 27-minute Nasus, I think. I think we've said all there is to say about that one. Now, who can stop Eclipse Lunar is going to be the question. Roccet was one of the 2-3-1 teams. The only other one that Eclipse is still playing is the one that has taken down Team Roccet before. Do you think Base Department has a shot?
I mean, if anyone is going to have a shot, it's going to be Base Department. Of course, they beat Team Rocket as well. So it's going to be definitely an interesting matchup to see. But with the amount of dominance that Eclipse Lunar showed even in this game against the team that's tied for second place, it's gonna be a whole challenge for everyone.
Yeah, and it looks like we're going to have Lee Khan here for an interview, the mid laner of the winning team, Eclipse Lunar. Congratulations on the win, Lee Khan. That game was close until it wasn't, right?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, well, we had not split pushing. He just got like really big, and he just kind of won the game.
All right, then with this now, you are 10-0 in games, 5-0 in matches. You're looking for that undefeated split?
Yeah, I think we can do it. I think we should do it.
Now, looking at the other side of the bracket, you seem confident that you can go undefeated in your Division 2A. Now, looking over at Division 2B, is there any team that you think can challenge you? I mean, Prime Nebula is 6-0.
Well, we screamed Prime, and so far, I mean, maybe they can improve, but so far, I think we're better. And I mean, I think our group is the toughest, to be fair. Because I think there are other teams that are good, like Wales or the other one's called Base Department, I think.
Yeah, you're still playing them next week, I think, or in 2 weeks.
Yeah, those are good.
All right then, but you still seem confident that you can pull through. Now tell me about that Kassadin top pick. Was that something you guys prepared, or did Ikovan just say, "That's a Kali, give me Kassadin, I'll destroy it"?
Well, I mean, we hadn't played Kassadin specifically against the Kali, but we have played Kassadin top before. Our top laner Lars enjoys to play a lot of scaling champions, and he's good at Kassadin, and he knows his matchups because he used to main mid too. So, yeah. we trust him to pick like scaling tops in Kari.
Of course, the second game as well on the Nasus. Also something you don't see quite often.
Yeah, my man went like no assist or kill for like 25 minutes. Respect.
To then just decide to just dive the Nexus Towers.
Yeah.
Right then, showing that Vex and Ari in these 2 games to get from you. Clean performances for the most part from all of your team, but from you especially, what do you think you still want to show? Is there a champion that you definitely want to pull out that you got in your pocket?
I have a lot of champions that I want to play. I think I've played like a different champion every game, but yeah, I still have some champions that I want to play. I have some champions that interesting picks. Yeah.
Right then, definitely looking forward to this. T-Berry, you got another question for Likan?
I mean, not specifically. Maybe just the amount of well, game 1. I was actually surprised to see very little engage. Very just a slow early game. Maybe you could say. Was it something you just play in general, or is it like? Because I think you usually, I know Lars likes is sign and those kind of things. It of course got banned, but to then go from something like a sign and maybe more standard to the draft that you guys had in game 1, it's kind of a change up.
Well, I mean, we've done this before. I mean, the thing is, we knew that we wanted to play for Spilly Push for the Cassadin, and Ari can also the silence, so we could like 1-3-1. So we just wanted like disengage. We had like Syra and Trundle, which are good disengage, right? So yeah, I mean, we didn't want to go in. We wanted them to go in.
And that worked spectacularly. 25 minutes game 1, 27 minutes game 2. So far, you guys have been looking absolutely unstoppable. Now, before we let you go to celebrate with your team, is there anyone you want to call out? Anyone you want to praise?
Well, I hope Prime improves, because I think it would be fun. Because we have screamed them a lot, and I think if they improve, and it could be a good playoff team that we play against. So I hope they get good.
Get good, Prime. All right, then. Thank you very much for coming on here for the interview. Good luck for the rest of the split, and congratulations once again on that 2-0 victory.
Thank you.
Now, with this one in the books, we still have an undefeated team in both divisions of Division 2. And we, from the side of production, would like to thank you all very much for watching. I've been Motojo T-Bear. I'll give the outro to you. Good night, everybody, from my side.
Yes, thank you everyone for watching, of course. Eclipse Lunar still being undefeated. We will see if Base Departments has got the chance and the skills and whatever it takes to end the miracle run of Eclipse Lunar going undefeated. Well, thanks everyone for watching again, and I hope you all have a good night.